It has been, you know what? It's been an okay week. We did have a good 5 hour power outage here, which, oh, pardon me. Aside from the bumps in power that kept flickering the lights back on, because of course the power went out at 6:45, and here it's already dark by then. Well, like it's not black outside, but it's dark inside the houses, so the lights are on. So the power goes out. So of course, every time it bumps, everything that was on when the power went out comes back on. And so the power didn't come on until midnight. And I am in bed between 9 and 10 o'clock. And that night, I was actually asleep by 9 because I'm up at like 5 a.m., sometimes 4. I don't know. I'm not that old yet, but it's like my body's like, hey, let's get up with birds. I heard a rooster somewhere. We should wake up now. And so yeah, there was definitely some power bumps that woke me back up with the lights just blaring. But it was we're at the time of year in summer, like we sleep with the AC on every single night now because it is hot. It is just it's you are sweating. Even with fans on, you are still laying there sweating, or you wake up in the middle of the night sweating. And let me tell you also, guys, I'm in my 40s. I already wake up in the middle of the night sweating sometimes. I don't need to be dealing with the temperature on top of that. And so thankfully, because life happens for us, um, it was like the one day we didn't use any AC that day. There was thunderstorms, there was a pretty good wind coming up, and we actually did not need the AC that night. So when it came on, I just turned on. I bought my doodle because she's on prednisone and chemo, so she runs hot all the time regardless. And so I bought her this big 16-inch floor fan. And so I did, when the power came back on at midnight and I had to come downstairs and turn off all the lights and the TV and everything, I turned on the fan for her, but it was actually really comfortable. So we actually got sleep. Nobody was dying of heat. And to not have AC at night in summer, that is an anomaly to not need it. So it was really, really awesome. Um, so that was kind of my big notable thing this week. And just we have a nice, I love red wine, guys. I don't know what your drink of choice is today for this, but this one is a Rioja. I don't even know what that is. It's a blend. My favorite wine down here that is really affordable but has good levels of the types of wine where you can actually get some really good wines, like reasonable wines, is Pata Negra. It is, you buy it at the grocery store. And it's funny because you have liquor stores here. This just makes me laugh. Generally in Mexico, when you go to like the hardware store, the little ferreterias, everything's cheaper there. When you go to the individual, the fruterias and the little pinturas and like the paint store, when you go to each individual place that has its little niche, the stuff is just way cheaper there. In Canada, everything's cheaper at Walmart or the big box stores, right? Everything's cheaper there. But here, everything is cheaper at the actual niche stores. It's backwards. I love it, but it's different, right? And the only difference is the liquor. So this Pata Negra I really like. It They have the base bottles for about 130 pesos, which right now is about $10 to $12 depending on our Canadian dollar, which is garbage right now. Thanks, Carney. It's really, really bad. We get 12 pesos to a dollar, and we haven't been that low since Trudeau was, tanking in the polls. We were at 11 something back then. PS, when we moved here, our dollar was 16 pesos to our dollar, and we're at 12. Like it's really terrible. But Anyway, so it's like a $10, $12, and it's good if you just want to have a glass of wine in the evening. You're not necessarily celebrating, you're not having it with a nice steak or meal. It's just like, hey, I'm really kind of feeling a red wine tonight. It's a good $10 bottle. And it's yeah, it's good flavor. But it's also got, what did we pay? I think this one was 180 pesos, maybe 200 pesos. So you're looking at, what is that, $16? And it's got that nice tartness. It like pulls, it's almost like when you bite in a dill pickle and it like sucks your cheeks in a bit. It pulls in, it's got nice and dry, it's got that bit of tartness, but it's got really deep berry flavors for like $16. So guys, if you're ever in Mexico, first of all, don't go to the liquor store. Everything's cheaper there. Go to your local. I find the best prices are Chedraui. I just call it Ched because I don't know, us Westerners have to shorten all the words to one syllable. So it's Ched to me. Go to your Chedraui. They don't have as many sales as they do now, but the Pata Negra is a good choice anyway, or Sam's Club. If you know someone who has a Sam's Club membership, it is a great price at Sam's Club, and they usually carry at least two varieties of the Pata Negras. So anyway, that is my my little tidbit. And they do have like 300 and 400 peso bottles and stuff. So they have a great selection in that one brand, which is my favorite brand here for an affordable wine. So yeah, what else are we had a lot of rain this week. So it's been a lot of towels. So here in Mexico, if you guys don't know, you've never been, you've never paid attention. Um, in Canada, we have like, because we get, literally Arctic -40 winters, we have like door frames, like the whole top, bottom, everything. The whole rectangle is framed in, and the door sits inside that frame. There's weather stripping, and when you shut your inside door, you have to like sometimes give it a little bump shut. It like seals with the weather stripping. It has a nice seal to it because, again, we're like -40. You have to have some sort of insulation. So our doors are built like a full frame with the door inside that frame. They don't do that here. So I'll also say why I mention that is because you have that bottom of the door frame. You've got like your 2x4, and it has your plate that you walk on. It's got a steel plate for kind of stepping on to get inside the house. So you have about usually an inch or two from the floor to the top of the door frame. So there's a nice little lip, and in that, we put our mats at the door. So when you walk in from outside, you have snow on your boots, maybe it's raining, whatever, you step onto the mat that just sits there at your door. I think everyone I know has a mat at their door because a lot of people, and here tile is a way of life. Everything is tile here. All floors are tile. Everything's tile. Well, guys, when tile gets wet, it's like death. It's like a skating rink. Like as soon as it's wet, like even my mom, it was raining out and she knows that the tile is really wet, but she went outside in the backyard and slipped and she fell because it's just like it's like a skating rink. But here they don't frame in the bottom part of the door. They just leave it open, and then they put like I don't even know what they call it, but it's just like that like a piece of plastic. I won't say plastic. It's like a piece of rubber. That's what I'm looking for. And you have like a weather guard that you drill to the bottom of your door that helps keep the rain out and supposedly the bugs, but it doesn't work. And so you cannot have a mat at your front door because the door literally scrapes your floor. It's the weirdest thing. Oh, there goes my camera. My goodness. I just really dislike when that happens. So what happens is, oh, that did not clear me up at all. Come on, camera. Oh, that's really going to bother me. Let's see if this works. So when it rains, there are at least half of the doors, if not more, and the rain just completely comes in underneath the door. So, like, depending where, if the rain's coming from the front, there we go. The rain's coming from the front. I have piled 3 towels at the bottom of the front door just to absorb all the rain that's coming in because it just floods in. And of course, the front door is at the base of the stairs. So if it rains overnight and you're not careful, you could come downstairs and just wipe out, and God knows what's going to happen to you. So it's just the weirdest thing ever. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. So anyway, you have to put towels past the swing of the door. You have to put towels down and with the dogs and stuff. And then of course they drag the towels and you can't vacuum a towel. So you're constantly just, okay, that towel's really gross now. Put it out for the laundry, put a new towel, lots of towels, guys. Lots of towels. So just I'm not I don't want to complain. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm just explaining. It's a hugely different way of life that I can't comprehend why they decided to. Oh, wait, you know what? Okay. This is really weird to me. I don't know if this is the purpose, if this is just how it was done long ago. But people here, I have seen people literally throw buckets of water. Like I saw a guy one night walking the dogs throw a bucket of water up the stairs and a person at the top just walking down with the freaking duck shoes on, the Crocs, squeegeeing the water out. And I've seen them. They just throw buckets of water on the floor and then squeegee it out the front door. Maybe because mopping wasn't a thing when they decided on house building rules. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to judge. I don't want to like read too much into it. I just find it really weird because when tile gets wet, it's slick as ice. And now you have doors that just let the rain come in. Anyway, all I would say, guys, is when we build our house, we are having Western style doors with frames where you can have a mat so you don't die when you come in the house when it's raining, and you can shut it and it seals against all of the bugs. Because, of course, I mean, I love it here, but nothing's really made properly. When you get the basic bottom of the barrel generic, like, hey, I'm just going to build a house and get the generic baseline building codes, it's really bad. Nothing is level. Even when we hung our picture in the living room, I had to finally tell my boyfriend, listen, you can level it to the ceiling or you can level it to the couch. You don't get both. You don't get both because the ceiling's not level. The floors aren't level. Like nothing is level. In our bedroom, they have a built-in, the one wall is completely built in, and from one side to the other side, there's a 6-inch difference in height. Like, to say it's not level is an understatement, right? Like, it's a whole new ball game down here. So, like, even the other day, it's been raining a lot, which means there's a lot of bugs out. They're coming out of the woodwork. And when I open my door, because nothing seals properly, and even when you reseal it, that doesn't last very long. Maybe that's just the humidity. Maybe it's because we're not buying a good enough quality product because everything baseline is kind of garbage. But I open up the door and there's literally a cockroach in between the door jamb and my door just staring at me. And I'm like, oh. So, yes, I want doors that shut and seal and have weather stripping and insulation and don't allow rain or bugs in. So, that's my if you ever move to Mexico, which I highly recommend. I think it's amazing here. I think the lifestyle here is better. I think the people here are better. Um, Just walking the dogs, you pass a random person on the street, they look at you. I don't want to say they make eye contact, but generally they'll make eye contact and you say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Like you greet them in passing. Manners are still a thing here. People are polite. And in Canada, the last time I just smiled at someone, they looked at me like I was some sort of serial killer and like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, what's wrong with me? Where's your basic human decency of manners to just smile at another human walking past? Like, I think that's something good to do, but it's just me, I suppose. So I found my people here. Everyone says, and especially, in the mornings, um, if you say it first, oh, buenos dias, they get such a good smile. Buenos dias. Like people are so nice here. So nice. I love it. And no, I don't feel unsafe. If you have any questions about that, you can message me. Or I have comments. Where's my comment box in case I get some? There they are. Yeah, it's not like even the park. I did a live this morning, and the park we walk in every morning, it has graffiti and stuff like that. But let's be real, guys. I had friends, my friends in high school, like I was a good kid. um I was never arrested. I never really did anything bad. I smoked weed one time and I didn't like it. I never did it again. I was not a bad kid. But even in my friend group, like you pretend to be rowdy and you're teenagers and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go make a ruckus. I'm gonna go do some stuff and whatever. And yes, the guys that we were hanging around with one night, they did actually break off a stop sign and like steal the stop sign. Um, is that pretty terrible? Yes. Especially the other last month, I watched a motorcycle get hit by a car because a stop sign was laying beside where it was supposed to be standing up. So I do understand, but teenagers are not that smart. They don't think ahead. They just think of, stupid things like that are funny. But that is still better. Like we didn't break into houses. We didn't steal like people's property. And especially as a teenager, I remember thinking, oh, it's a stop sign. It's from the town. That's better than stealing someone's personal property. Still don't think it's good to steal street signs or anything. But like we didn't there were worse groups of kids that would literally throw bricks through people's front windows at 2 a.m. because they thought it was funny. Like to me, that those are bad kids. Those are like you need to be arrested. That kid needs to you need discipline. My friends groups, they'd go to the train park at 10 p.m. All the kids are in bed and they'd smoke up or whatever. Like we were trying to be bad, but we weren't bad kids at all, right? And so when I walk in the park and I see a bunch of graffiti, like even this morning, I was thinking, I know there's obviously going to be gangs. There's gangs everywhere now. I'm not even going to pretend there isn't. But at the same time, I also don't want to assume all of the tagging or all of the graffiti in that park is by gangs or horrible criminals because I know my friends, as I was a teenager, I'm pretty sure they graffitied stuff also. And they were not, like I said, you're pretending to be bad. They weren't actually bad people, right? So I don't feel unsafe. I don't think just because I saw some graffiti, anything bad's going to happen. I wouldn't go to that park at night or while it's dark out. I definitely have been up at 5 a.m. and I wait until the sun is up and it's light out before I go in there. But um, honestly, the really awesome thing about going in that park is the only people that are there are other people walking their dogs, and there's usually about a good dozen of us, and people working out. There's about 3, 4 regular people I see pretty much every morning in the park, whether they're running or they're this is another good thing about Mexico. They literally have just it's metal, so it would not pass safety standards in Canada, which is also another reason I roll my eyes at Canada. Get a grip, man. There's literally metal workout equipment. There's like this row machine. There's this, well, I'll call it like a willow tree. There's a pole that has 4 different pull-up bars at different heights for different sized people. There's you do have the actual like monkey bar. There's no playground. There's like monkey bars for you to actually, train on. There is the row machines. There's bikes there. There's I think there's one of those push-up things. Anyway, they have all this equipment. It's just outside, rusty as hell. Probably need a tetanus shot, but it's out there and people use it, and I freaking love it. Like that's my generation though. We had the metal merry-go-rounds, the metal slides that ran up. Who could make it to the top without burning their feet? Like that was my generation. So I love it here. And yeah, we'll walk down. There's 2 city blocks down. We have to cross one of the major roads. We've walked down there, grabbed some burgers and beers, and walked home in the dark. Never felt unsafe ever. Like, anyway. So, guys, let me know, how was your week? What are you unwinding from? My week was actually pretty good. I had to go pick up all the meat. I still don't have my points, but that's okay. Cutting up meat for dog food. We had that power outage, but that turned out to be, again, it was on one of the only days in summer we didn't need AC. So, like, winning. And I haven't had to water the plants because it's been raining really nicely. It's actually not raining today, which is perfect because I had to do laundry. And if you guys don't know, I do not have a dryer here because in this house, there's literally no space for a dryer inside. Everything is outside. I don't know why they do all your washing machine, everything's outside. So I refuse to buy anything quality, like a quality washing machine. I have some cheap thing I bought for 4,000 pesos. Oh my God, I didn't even know washing machines came that cheap. That's like $300, guys. $300. And it's a 16 kilo machine. Like, I was like, what? Yeah, no, it's not a front load. But I refuse to get a dryer because it's sitting outside and it can get rained on. It's the weirdest thing. So I go by the mood of the weather, and today it's beautifully windy, which I've learned, yes, sun is great for drying clothes, but wind, that'll get your clothes dry in a heartbeat. So it's awesome. Yeah. Aside from being a bit tired, which obviously I already yawned, having that power outage, it's been a pretty good week. I really cannot complain. Not that I would, because if you have something to complain about, then you have a problem. And if there's a problem, you need a solution, which means stop complaining and flip into problem solving mode and get her done. So, yeah, I think the other thing, realigning myself since I don't have too much to unwind from, is I am now on Substack, everyone. I am slowly figuring that out. I did a live on there today because I didn't know you could go live. Oh, pardon me. So that was pretty exciting. So if you don't know, I am on Substack and I do put out a lot of my, what, I'm just going to look it up right now because I'm like, a lot of my shorts and my reels actually get made off Substack also. It's such a great platform. Yeah, Sonia's Substack. And I think I'm just Sonia LD Coaching. Oh, yeah. SoniaLDcoaching.substack.com. That's me. So look me up. I do, especially guys, Facebook, it comes and goes. Like even yesterday morning, it wasn't working properly. It's always glitching out. Meta's having its issues. Canada's looking at all this censorship nonsense with the social platforms. I don't think Substack gets lumped in with the social platforms because it's a little different, right? So I am on LinkedIn, obviously, guys, but I am streaming right now to LinkedIn and Facebook. So join me. Subscribe to my free stuff on Substack. I mean, if you really want, you can subscribe to my paid stuff also, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But join me there because, as we know, I've had a couple times where LinkedIn has been down for like 24 hours, Facebook glitches out, Facebook goes down. Like these socials are having quite a few problems. So I would say, even if you never open my emails or whatever for now, go look me up on Substack just as that alternative. If something happens to Facebook, I hear about people that are randomly having their profiles shut down, yada, yada, all of these random issues. So at least there, you can connect with me there. You can follow me there if needed. Get your email signed up so I can contact you. So again, if the socials ever go down, we have that alternative. So yeah, join me there. And speaking of, I never talk about my paid stuff very often. I'm still learning to be a better salesperson because I am a business. I'm not used to it. Honestly, as a massage therapist, I'm a very good massage therapist, and I don't I've never had to promote myself. Um, it's word of mouth. I'm good at what I do and I get the referrals, and so I've never actually had to promote myself. So being a salesperson is definitely new to me, and I keep forgetting that I do have to talk about the things that I'm selling. So even though I do want to keep this more of that just chatting, the nice Friday, having your beverage of whatever you prefer, I will mention it because I always forget. First of all, subscribe, guys. Wherever you are, follow me, subscribe to me, all the nice free stuff. Definitely helps. I'm on YouTube also, but I do have on Facebook, I have a paid Facebook group, and I just converted also, and I opened up a paid subscription on Substack. And what that gets you is everything from that Facebook group I'm now pulling over and putting into the Substack is I'm doing my coaching there. It is weekly, I don't want to say trainings because that's not quite right, but we have implementation calls. We have like an audit, like a check yourself call. I've got every month a group coaching, like a Q&A, just come get free, you're paying for it, but free coaching, ask me whatever. And of course, I'm always there. You can comment, you can post, whatever, get the help you need. But it's more like that um, monthly subscription. Well, it is a monthly subscription, but like a Netflix. So it's that really affordable way to get the support you need without jumping into these, coaching programs that are thousands of dollars or whatever, without spending that above and beyond money. Things are tight for a lot of people. I get that. Um, but usually people can find, I'm pretty sure my Substack, I made it 15 Canadian dollars. So, I mean, right now it might actually be 10 US dollars, but it's probably 12 US dollars. A lot of us spend more than that on Starbucks in a month, right? So if you do need support, and I'm not going to tell anyone cancel your Netflix, like I think that's ridiculous. I would never cancel my Netflix. I'm just saying I don't have cable. All I do is I have okay, so my brother, I share the Netflix with my brother, and then I do the Prime and I do the Disney. And that's our TV right there. We don't really have any other things, so I'm not going to be like, "Oh, cancel your entertainment." No, no. But if you need the support, I will say coming in, working on yourself, growing yourself, doing that personal, mental, getting rid of your anxiety and stress, learning how to like stop coping and start like actually creating habits for life. Like just instead of needing to use your tools, this is just how you live. It's like the difference between, oh, I'm on a diet to lose weight, and oh, I just changed my eating habits. And now this is just my life. That's how I feel. Like I don't necessarily I talk about the tools and using the tools sometimes, but I don't need to be like, oh, I need to power pause and like no, no, no. That's just my life now. I just literally respond. I can take the breath, I can take the pause, I can take the minute. And that's what these groups aim to help you do. That is my purpose, is for you to get off the diet of using coping and tools and having to like think about it and work on it. Yes, we do have to work on it. Everything is a process, but actually guiding you to make this your permanent life. You're not coping anymore, you're just living. You're doing it. It just is. You're calm, cool, and collected. So I just want to put that out there. If you're on Facebook, I do have a group there, a paid group. And if you're on any like LinkedIn or anywhere else that I might get this posted to, I did just make that Substack paid subscription, and you will get the same thing in there. If you hate Facebook, a lot of people hate Facebook. I get it. So yeah, now that I put that out there, guys, we are good. And I will be posting this on my YouTube channel. So a ton of people that use YouTube, you might be just a YouTuber and a TikToker, and that's it. Join me on Substack then if you need it. I definitely, oh, there goes my camera. It's like you're not allowed to move too much with this thing. It's very odd. Maybe if I get really close. Nope. Let me try just doing that again. What a funny thing, hey? These web cameras. Anyway, let's see. Maybe it'll. Ah, there we are. Okay. So guys, leave some comments. Even if you're watching this, I don't mind if you're watching this months from now. Leave a comment. As long as the notification reaches me, I will come back and reply to it. Because I do that too. I was even just watching a video. It was from like a year ago. I can't remember why I put it on, but I left a comment because I'm like, I got something to say to this. I don't know if they'll get the notification. I don't know if they'll reply, but feel free to comment. Sometimes it's good just to get it out there. And let me know, how was your week? We are 12 days into June already. Oh, which also reminds me, guys, my Tame the Beast starts on Monday. It's free. You should sign up. It is again all about working on that emotional control, working on calming the nervous system type, just working on, honestly, my biggest thing is I hear so often, and I struggled with this before also, is thinking that, we have these tools, these coping things for stress and anxiety, and then we think we have to choose, like, oh, I'm so busy at work, but I'm so stressed out because I'm so busy at work. And I give everything to my job because, I have to make the money and that's for the family. But then because I'm so depleted from work, I come home and I just have nothing left. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't care what's for dinner. Somebody else make it. Like, leave me alone. Right? And then we end up snapping on our husband, wife, kids, whatever, even dogs being, get out of my face. I don't want to pet you. I'm tired. Like, we just have that low key irritation and we end up snapping on our loved ones, even though 90% of the time they've done nothing wrong. They were just in our space and we had nothing left. We had no more capacity, no more patience, like nothing, and we snap on them, and then we feel guilty and we have this like cycle of emotions that we don't know what to do with, so we end up stuffing them and we avoid them, and then we just go, hide in our rooms or turn on the TV or scroll, like pretend it didn't happen. And then we're straining the relationships at home, and then we start thinking, oh my god, like, is there a work-life balance? Like, this just sucks. I don't want to snap on them anymore. And then we think that we have to start giving up our success and our careers and our work because, well, isn't that causing the majority of our stress? We should be focused on family. And it seems like it's the only answer. But I don't, I just don't know. I disagree. I disagree. The answer is because our capacity, our plates, oh, you have too much on your plate, get a bigger plate. So that's what I truly believe. We need to calm everything down. We need to start making those tools habits so they're just part of our everyday. And we need to become the people that can handle, like, our plates are so big. Life can throw anything at us. Now, don't get me wrong, even though for the most part I'm doing a pretty good job at living this life myself and everything, we're still human beings. We're still going to have a day where, and let me tell you, you didn't sleep well, you're extra tired, being fatigued, like literally not getting enough sleep really does cut the bar way down. I know as soon as I am wake up, if I haven't had a good night's sleep and I'm really tired, I'm starting here. Like I'm already starting half depleted. And right away I'm like, oh, guys, guys. But then you acknowledge, okay, I already know I'm going to be a little shorter. I have less patience. I just don't have the capacity I normally do when I'm well rested. All right, what do I got to, where are the adjustments I need to make? Instead of like old me, that would have been like, all right, I need more coffee? How much caffeine? I got to fake it till I make it. Hey guys, I'm doing great. And then we end up losing our ship by the end of the day, right? So we're not going to turn into robots. We're still going to have our ebbs and flows of life, but nothing is going to break us. Nothing is going to bring us down so hard that we're crying on the couch for hours because we can't get up. We're yelling at our husband when they walk in and ask if we need help. And he's like, I just asked if you needed help. I'm sorry to even exist in your space right now. Nothing is going to make us get to that point. We may have some frustrations, we may have some irritations now and then because we are human beings, right? But the point is to make the plate so big, our capacity so much that we can take it in, we can problem solve, and it doesn't break us anymore like it used to. There's no more having to choose because we have the space for everything, right? Yeah. Well, I got off on a tangent. I can talk about this all day long, guys. There goes my camera again. I'm such a mover arounder with my hands waving and my back and forth. I gotta really stop doing that. One day I might learn. One day we will see. But I really just I can talk about this all day. So if you ever want to chat, if you ever want to hop on a call, I offer free calls always. Oh my goodness, look at that. Do I need to take a nap and rest up from maybe. I always take calls. If you ever want to know more information, you have questions, anything, you want to just ask me about my journey, how I got where I am today. Literally, I do not have anxiety. Used to have daily anxiety. I every moment of everything, that worrying about everything, planning for everything, contingency plans, and then you come up with contingency plans and plans for your plans, and then you have like 200 plans, and then you're like pulling your hair out. Like it's too much. It's just too much. And that used to be me all the time. And I just had a hard time dealing with anything. And my boyfriend used to like make fun of me. Like I couldn't change plans ever. And someone's like, oh, hey, can you come over like a half an hour earlier? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Well, I'll talk to the girlfriend, but I don't know. She's got it in her schedule. Right. Like, and now it's like, okay, whatever. We're not busy. Sure. No big deal. I do not have daily anxiety anymore. And that was a big game changer. And people might be like, oh, well, you live in Mexico. Of course you don't have, ooh, your life is so blah, blah, blah. Okay. First of all, there's different issues, different stressors here, but I got rid of my anxiety before we moved here. So I had my full time job working, booking weeks ahead, full time booking. Like I was booked solid always. And that Canadian living in Canada, and I had gotten rid of my anxiety already. So no one can tell me it's not possible because I did it. So just saying, just putting that out there. So if you ever want to talk about it, you can either join me on one of these Fridays, Unwind and Align, and we can have a chat, or you can just book a call because those are absolutely free. And I'm always more than willing to chat with people about this because obviously, as you can tell, I love talking about this stuff. I'm so passionate about it. So, yeah. All right, guys, leave me some comments. Let me know what you're unwinding from. Let me know how you're realigning, being grateful, pulling out those silver linings. Maybe lessons learned. Those are always good ahas for most people. Yeah. When we just have those tidbits of choosing to think about it, it can spark a lot. So, guys, have an excellent, excellent weekend, and we will see you next week.